Welcome to Grego's TV Daily. Hope you're having a fantastic day. The iPhone 16 Pro Max is due to be announced in mere days. And what are the specs going to be for the iPhone 16 Pro Max? Well, let's talk about it. Starting off with a 6.9-inch, 120 hertz Super Retina XDR display, so a nice big display, but don't go crazy. This is a very similar looking iPhone over the last handful of years. 1200 nit peak SDR brightness, which isn't super bright. You're looking at, that's SDR. I don't know what the SDR side is on the Samsung side, and maybe it's just as low, but I know the HDR brightness goes up to 2600 nits of brightness, 3000 nits of brightness, something like that. Apple A18 Pro, so obviously we have our Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processors currently. This would be Apple's version of that, but it's not made by Qualcomm, but it is the Apple A18 Pro. It's gonna be powerful, just like all their processors are lately. 48 megapixel dual layer main, 48 megapixel ultra wide, 12 megapixel 5x tetra prism telephoto camera. Again, they usually have nice cameras, and I would expect something similar with this one. The battery size is 4676 with 40 watt charging, but even though it's faster than Samsung's charging, at least the Z Fold 6, it's not as fast as the S24 Ultra. It's probably still not going to charge as fast. They have a lot of they have software in place that kind of limits this kind of thing so that it doesn't really go as fast as it possibly can. 8 gigs of RAM, which is not as much as the 12 and 16 we see on Android phones, but Apple doesn't really necessarily need all that much RAM with their operating system. A capture button still inside there, so on the left-hand side you'll get the button that is a customizable button that you can use it for pretty much anything, and the expected price is $11.99. Now, if you were wondering what we're gonna see with the S25 edition of phones, the 25, 25 Plus, 25 Ultra, here you go. And you can see it's gonna have the rounded corners on all of them. Obviously, the 25 and 25 Plus are definitely more rounded. You still have a kind of a square design on the Ultra version, but still it does have the rounded corners rather than just down. But regardless, the phones do look different. When I look at these, these are obviously renders of what we think the phones are going to look like based off this. A couple things you can notice, it does look like the bezels are bigger on the 25 Ultra. They all have the circle camera at the top, which you would expect. And then beyond that, again, it's just more of a completely rounded look on these phones. I think they all look really, really nice. Obviously, the Ultra looks a little bit more high class because it's more straight and more squared off. But honestly, all of them look great, and they're all going to be very similar in terms of the display sizes like we've seen in the past. It should be 6.2, 6.7, and 6.8-ish on the Ultra. But yeah, what do you think? Which one are you going to grab and why? I'll be grabbing the 25 Ultra, and I always want to grab the Plus, but I don't need it. Just because it looks a little bit different, and I haven't had a phone that looks like that from Samsung in quite a while. But let me know your thoughts. Have a great day, and we'll see you down the road. Peace.